It's Chris Bolts. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I was getting ready to finish my work day. And then before I saw this video from Black Conservative Perspective, the NAACP is going to be siding with that runner who assaulted her opponent. What? But before we get into that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you'll be notified when I go live or post a video like this one. Let's get right off into this.
Young lady. And so this is the reason why I wanted to put together this rally. Because I too have kids that go here. I interact with kids that go here. I've watched kids grow and mature.
We stand with you. That's why we're here. We stand with you. We support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me, and I love y'all.
Let's go back. This here.
For supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose.
Every last one of those statements were a lie. You were confrontational. You are confrontational. You are a fighter. You did that on purpose. All of that was plain and visible for everyone to see. You hit that girl on purpose. And the fact that the NAACP is getting behind you, I got more on them, but let me get back to what Greg was getting ready to get into.
And I think
so that you can understand exactly what happened. Take a look.
Tonight, a Portsmouth family says they're telling their side of the story in reference to a shocking incident.
Oh, we're just going to fast forward past all that because you don't need to. We already are refreshed on what's going on. Let's just get right here. Let's just get right here to where the current story takes place.
Ahead on accident. Even though she doesn't seem very apologetic about it, she seems to be more concerned about the backlash rather than the fact that you physically assaulted somebody. And as a result, she's now being charged with assault and battery. And now you have the NAACP involved. Okay, the NAACP is coming to the defense of the perpetrator. And that is why I think this story right here is a shameful story. It is a story that should have been over a few days ago. Right. But because for whatever reason in this country, OK, if you happen to have a certain genitalia and if you happen to not be white, accountability is just not a thing. Right. People don't believe in personal responsibility or accountability for people with a certain genitalia and that are not white. Right. That is exactly.
I'll just get out and go out and write and say it. There's no accountability for black women. If black women do something stupid, dumb, idiotic, foolish, they get away with it. Even though in this particular situation here, they were both black women or black girls. And we're siding with the black criminal because for whatever reason, black people have to automatically gravitate towards defending black criminals. Forget the good-natured people who go out there and try to do what's right. The black people who go out there and make things happen legitimately, legally, ethically, morally. No, black people got to side with the criminal. Caitlin Turner, she gets assaulted. She gets a skull fracture. She gets a concussion. She loses out on her ability to play second. Nope, we're not going to side with her. Let's side with the black little ghetto fab track queen spoiled brat because her parents can't raise her right, Layla Everett. So that let's go with her because, hey, she's a future criminal. She's going to be a future single baby mama maybe. What the hell is going on here? Let me just let Greg keep going, and we're going to see this little news story here.
What's happening here, and the NAACP should be ashamed of themselves for coming to the defense of this young girl who, again, clearly, in my opinion, did this on purpose, but just won't admit that, hey, it was done on purpose. And she's definitely not acting as if it was done on accident. But hey, anyways, let's go ahead and get into this news clip.
We begin at 6 with brand new developments on a track meet incident gone viral.
A local NAACP chapter is also weighing in on what happened to a student athlete getting hit by a baton. There's a good chance you've seen this video of a track meet in Lynchburg between a student from the area and an IC Norcom High School athlete. Now, charges of assault and battery have been filed. A lot to cover in this tonight. 10 on your sides. Markeisha Jackson was first to report this locally. She is live at IC Norcom with today's developments. Markeisha?
Aisha and Tom, we got that charge of assault and battery confirmed by the Lynchburg Commonwealth's attorney, and Portsmouth NAACP says it's concerning, saying that the viral video that many have seen does not warrant this kind of response.
We have to take care of our children more as a people.
If assault does not warrant a response of calling the police on assault, then what kind of response should there be, NAACP? What kind of response should there be? Oh, I'm pretty sure the response that you're thinking is, oh, she shouldn't be held accountable, because surely she didn't mean to hit that girl upside the head with that baton. It just somehow magically happened. This is absurd.
We should not have adults attacking young children on either side.
That's what Genoa Everett had to say about the extensive backlash his daughter Alayla has faced after a viral incident brought nationwide attention to the family. In the video, Alayla is seen striking an opponent, Kaylin Tucker, with a baton from behind. Alayla says her opponent was running very close to her. The closeness caused Alayla to lose her balance. In an attempt to regain it, she pumped her arm forward to regain her stride, and that's when Tucker got hit.
It's a really good they did that freeze frame right there. Let me pull it. Oh, if I could get it. Come on, let's get it. Right here. Look at that picture right there. Does that look like that girl is off balance? That is the motion of a person getting ready to strike another person with an object. Where is the off balance here? Why do they keep him saying that? We've seen this video from so many different angles, and each angle shows the exact same thing. There is good space between these two. I don't see any bumping. And she completely comes in and clobs this other girl, Kaylin Turner, in her head with that baton. Man, this is why nobody really likes watching the news anymore, because you guys can't accurately report the story. And it appears that this news report is completely siding with the black girl criminal, Alayla Everett, over this Kaylin Turner. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of news when we can see it with our own eyes? You're trying to tell us our own eyes are lying to us?
Gain her stride, and that's when Tucker got hit. But for many watching the viral video that shows the incident from the front, they think it was intentional.
Or just seeing one video and it looks bad from that angle.
A certified USA track and field official even slowed down the video to show just how close the two athletes were competing. And for anyone watching it with just the naked eye, it's just too close for anyone outside of these two athletes to call.
Leaving certain things out did so much damage to our family.
Listen, man, if it was an accident, then act like it was an accident. Because at this point, right, I'm starting to believe less and less and less there was an accident, just considering how this family is reacting to all this. Because if it was an accident, then you just say, I'm sorry, it was an accident. right? Like, we're really sorry. Like, it really legitimately was an accident. I know it doesn't look like it, but it was an accident. We are sorry. You would be apologetic. You would seem to be showing concern about the victim, right? Rather than concern about yourself. Okay. They're more concerned about the backlash.
And Greg is completely right on all of that. If you were apologetic, if it were an accident, you would show contrition. Why hasn't there been a video with both girls being featured in the same video and the assailant, Alayla Everett, apologizing to the victim, Kaylin Turner? Why hasn't that happened yet? This could, like Greg said at the beginning of this video, this entire incident could have been over a couple of days ago. Instead, here we are near the end of the week because NAACP decides to get they sorry behinds involved in this situation. And it doesn't even concern them. This is black on black. Why are you siding with one side over the other? I thought you were the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Nah, but it seems like you're choosing a side. It seems more and more the NAACP only represent black criminals.
That she's receiving rather than the well-being of the victim. In fact, in the video, the perpetrator didn't even stop. She kept running. Again, if it was an accident, why did she keep running, right? If I end up hitting somebody in the head on accident, right, running around the track, okay, I'm going to stop and see if they're okay if it's truly an accident, right? That's what I'm going to do. Because ultimately, like, hitting somebody in the head, that's a big deal, okay, doing competition. You would stop. I mean, if I accidentally bump into somebody in the gym, I'm the type of person, I'm going to turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Like, I'm sorry. Like that's the type of person I am, right? If I accidentally bump into somebody or hit somebody or, you know, do something to somebody that I didn't mean to do, that's the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to be very apologetic about it, right? I'm going to make sure that that person is okay. But again, that's not what we're seeing here. We're not seeing behavior that suggests that this was done on accident. We're seeing behavior that suggests that, again, this family just doesn't want to admit that, hey, yeah, your daughter did this because she lost her cool and that likely this was done on purpose. But instead of just owning up to it, they're trying their best to not hold her accountable, right? And again, that's the saddest part about this story, because if they just come out and tell the truth and say, yeah, I lost my cool and I did it, I'm sorry, I should not have done that, it will never happen again, and just accept it for what it is, they will look a lot better, especially the father in this situation, right?
Exactly. The father is looking like a pathetic little chump. He's sitting there and allowing his daughter to sit there and keep making these excuses as opposed to holding her accountable. He keeps letting this girl go out there and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and making this situation even worse for them. At what point are you going to stand up and tell your daughter, nope, we just going to get out there, we're going to apologize to this other girl, and we are going to admit our failures and move on from those? At the beginning of all this, it was serious, but we could joke about it a little bit. But at this point, this is showing some big, massive failures within the black community. The lack of taking responsibility, the lack of taking accountability, the lack of accepting blame, the lack of just using better judgment, the lack of being a man and being a leader of your home. What the hell is going on here?
Looking real bad, right? Which, again, you know, could explain why the incident happened in the first place. Again, you always got to go and look at the parents and say, well, what are the parents like, right? And what you're seeing here is that his father seems to just be going along with the daughter and with the mother instead of just, you know, being a father in this situation and making his daughter own up to the fact that, hey, you know, likely this was done out of anger and frustration. But no accountability, no responsibility whatsoever. I haven't heard any apology. Okay, they claim that they tried to reach out to the family to apologize and that the perpetrator was blocked on social media. Okay, but the family of the victim is saying, no, we have not received an apology. They have not tried to apologize. So when it comes to the apology thing, I don't know what to believe. All I do know is that when this individual was talking to the media, again, I'm not hearing the apology, right?
And I'll be even more direct, because this is a case of he said, she said. But let's go ahead and go up and based off of the behavior of everything that's going on right now with the Everett family, they continuously put themselves in front of a camera seeking sympathy for their position. The girl continuously lies about her position. Her story keeps changing every day. The father refuses to be a leader of the home and take responsibility and have his daughter take responsibility. And the mother doesn't even say anything anymore. She just completely out and disappeared. So, but based on all of that, I'm of the mindset that the Turner family never received a phone call, an apology from the daughter. And that's who needs to make the apology, not the parents, not the school, not the administrators of the event. The daughter needs to make the apology. But she keeps wanting to focus, make it about her, make it all about her. It's me. Why not me? And the NAACP does not help matters in this situation. They should have sat this one out. They should have said, well, this is a black on black crime. We normally don't get involved in black on black crimes. So we just gonna keep our mouths shut and not take a side. Nope. They got to side with the criminal.
I'm not hearing the I'm sorry, right? It was an accident. I'm sorry. Like, that's not what I'm hearing, right? Can you forgive me, right? That's not what I'm hearing. What we're hearing is the perpetrator is the victim, right? No, you're supposed to feel bad for the perpetrator because people are upset about what she did. But if I was the perpetrator, right? If I was a person facing assault and battery charges, I would be apologizing. I literally would be groveling, right? I would be groveling. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. Whether it was on purpose or an accident, I'm sorry. I hope she's okay. Can you please forgive me, right? I would be asking for forgiveness, right? That's what I would be doing. I would be very apologetic. But again, that's not what I'm hearing. We're not hearing any public apologies, at least from what I've seen. Who knows? Maybe she has. I don't know. I'm just saying that in these news clips, from what I've seen, again, I haven't heard an apology. All I've heard is people try to make excuses for why this girl did what she did instead of just owning up to it.
Yeah, it's really sad and everything, and I want to get to the part where NAACP gets involved. So here it is right here. So it looks like it's coming up. Let's just go ahead and fast forward. Let's see what they say right here.
That Layla and her family have received. Lynchburg Commonwealth's attorney Bethany Harrison says a petition for 1 count of assault and battery has been issued. In response to that, Portsmouth NAACP saying, quote, "We are committed collectively to ensuring that the criminal justice system, which we feel is not warranted in this situation, is executed fairly and based on due process." Now, I did reach back out to the Virginia High School League for any updates on their investigation. They say it is still ongoing. I'll provide much more when we have it. Live in Portsmouth, Markeisha Jackson, 10 on your side.
A lot of people following this story closely. Thank you, Markeisha. Obviously, a lot still to come.
Yeah, so I don't know why the NAACP is still a thing at this point, right? Like, why does the NAACP still receive funds? Okay, why is this organization still functioning, right?
That is a really good question. Why is the NAACP still functioning? They really do not provide any service whatsoever for the common black man. And anybody that wants to get in the comment and say otherwise, hey, you're all free to do that. But history has shown that this organization, all they do now is just agitate. They never let things rest. And right now, in this particular situation, they have decided to side with the aggressor in a black on black crime. Let's just change the situation here. Let's say, hey, this was a 18-year-old black kid who went and murdered another 18-year-old black kid, and the NAACP says, you know what, we're going to side with the 18-year-old black murderer. How's that any different? They're siding with a criminal over a victim. And obviously they're talking about, well, this isn't warranted in this particular situation. Let's take it even further. Let's change Alayla Everett to Ashley Everett, blonde hair, blue eyes, 16-year-old track star. What do you think they would say in that particular situation? Oh, this was a big act of racism. This was racism. We need the book being thrown at her. We need to get her prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and we need to sue her parents because her parents are pretty crappy to let her act like this on the track. That is exactly what would happen, and we all know it. But if you want to see this video without my commentary, go to Black Conservative Perspective. I'll leave a link of his video in the description of my video. You guys jump in the comments and let me know what you think. And remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you'll be notified when I go live or post a video like this one. My name is Chris Bolt signing off. I'll catch you in the next one. You guys take it easy.